3, 2, 1.
And we're live.
Let's talk about Diddy.
Diddy. Oh, no.
Hi, I'm Eva Pilgrim. Thanks for streaming with us. The high-profile Sean and Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial now
Diddy.
in its final stage.
Boom.
Prosecutors presenting their closing arguments today. This after more than 6 weeks of testimony, some of it very graphic. The jury hearing from more than 30 witnesses, including Combs' ex-girlfriends, former assistants, male escorts, security guards, even another rapper and rival. The prosecutor in closing called Combs the
I wonder who that
leader of a criminal enterprise who didn't take no for an answer, saying Combs, quote, forced and manipulated Cassie Ventura and Jane to have sex with escorts for his own entertainment and used power, violence, and fear to get what he wanted. Combs is the only defendant, but the prosecutor told the jury he did not act alone, saying, quote, he managed to do this for 2 decades because he used his money, his influence, and his inner circle to cover up his crimes.
What's good?
It's his kingdom. Everyone was there to serve him. Combs' children were in the courtroom today, including his 19-year-old twin daughters who haven't been there since the first days of the trial. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges. If convicted, he faces the possibility of life in prison. Later in the show, we have YouTube star Tisa Tells joining us live to talk about the commentary surrounding this high-profile trial. But first, let's begin tonight with ABC News Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky live outside the federal courthouse here in Manhattan. And Aaron, prosecutors gave their closing arguments to the jury. What was it like inside the courtroom today?
Oh, first of all, Eva, it was packed. For the first time since the beginning of the trial, every member of the Combs.
Real quick, there's people outside this fucking courtroom too. After the trial was over, they were pouring fucking baby oil all over themselves. I can't even make this shit up.
Wow.
Shit, my computer. I don't know if this shit's charging. This is not good. Hold on.
I hope it's charging.
Yeah, this is not good. Hold on. I gotta make sure this cord is working.
Grizzly Warrior, what's going on? How you doing?
Oh shit. Hold on. Please. We got like 1 second. Anything?
Anything what? I don't know. The picture didn't go away.
Yeah. No, I seen it. The charging thing went on.
Abigail, I'm glad you're doing amazing.
Dude, I don't think you know this would just happen, man. That was like me doing like the Indiana Jones running through the Temple of Doom right there, man.
Hey guys, don't forget to double tap that screen or hit that like button, okay?
Wow, that was nutty.
All right, we ready? Are we ready to roll? Hey, Floyd, what's going on, brother?
All 6 of his children, his mom, they all crowded into the row designated for family. At one point, Sean Combs seemed to be, saying squished together a little bit to make room. But there were attorneys for some of the witnesses. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton, was in the room to hear prosecutors give their closing statement. So it was packed. But for the start anyway, Sean Combs appeared pretty relaxed. He walked into the courtroom. He put his hand over his heart, a gesture toward his family. And he's been reading a book, The Power of Positive Thinking.
I'm curious, how was Combs? You mentioned it a little bit there. Did he interact any more with his family? What was his interactions with his attorneys like today?
A bit with the family. He did scribble a number of notes during the prosecutor's summation, writing them on little Post-its, handing them over to his attorneys. But at one point, I thought it was interesting. He sat far back, his chair pushed far back from the table, away from his usual confiding position with his attorneys, Eva, and had his head down, whether in thought or reading notes. But it seemed a moment where he might have been as much as he can be these days by himself.
What's up, Abigail?
I'm curious, Aaron, how long did the government's closing arguments take today?
It was almost 5 hours, and I have to say, it did not necessarily.
That's what I'm saying, but I don't know how long he's going to be locked up for.
The prosecutor's presentation for the last 7 weeks has been rather sprawling, and at times it felt disjointed. Witnesses testified that may or may not have had anything to do with one another.
It's like a split verdict.
Today was the chance for prosecutors to try to tie all of that together, and all of the evidence about hundreds of freak-offs that the jury heard about saw graphic footage of.
Heck yeah.
And today, prosecutors said a single freak-off is enough. That the jury just had to find
one freak-off
sex
is
trafficking
enough.
Elements were met by prosecutors one time.
Two is too many.
Can you tell us more about the prosecutor who delivered today's closing arguments?
That's good, Abigail. Glad you had a good birthday.
Is an experienced federal prosecutor. She actually has a background in gangs and violent crime. And I think of the six,
not much.
She may have been one of the more effective
10 years,
jury examinations of witnesses, prepared,
methodical,
and that was, I think,
you're 100% right, Ricky.
Yeah,
100% right.
What they hope is a devastating portrait of Sean Combs, not only as a sex trafficker, but someone who led a criminal enterprise with a cadre of loyal lieutenants. It was his kingdom, she said. They were there to say
Don't
yes,
get me on that.
Because she said over and over in a
here.
rhetorical flourish, Sean Combs would not take no for an answer.
The defense will have their turn tomorrow. What can we expect from the defense for their closing arguments?
It's crazy, yeah.
Defense attorney Mark Agnifilo, lead counsel, is going to deliver the defense closing. He said it would take about 3 hours. I wonder now if he goes a bit longer than that. But the defense did not call any witnesses and relied on cross-examination to poke holes in the accounts of the witnesses, look for him to repeat some of that, and to portray Cassie Ventura and Jane not as victims of sex trafficking, but as willing girlfriends who participated in Sean Combs' polyamorous lifestyle for years.
Aaron Kontursky there at the courthouse for us. Thank you so much, Aaron. Now to break down what we heard today, ABC News legal contributor Brian Blackmeyer is joining me.
Yeah.
I'm curious what stood out to you.
Not like
I think
saying
what stood out to me,
like
what probably stood out to a lot of people, are all the different ways that Sean
Find
Combs
us a
can
good
be
one.
found guilty, especially when it comes to that RICO conspiracy. Now,
I
yesterday we
will.
talked about the fact that they just have to find 2 predicate acts. And it doesn't have to even be the same predicate acts. If we're jurors, I can believe it be bribery and obstruction of justice. You can believe it's arson and sex trafficking. But even further into that, AUSA Slavic said, you know what? If you think there are 2
I like this one here. Let's do
here
this.
it was.
Edelmacher Best AI Image
Oh,
to
yeah,
Video
you got the volume
Generator.
control, brother.
Just upload images
There you
and
go.
enter prompt to
Turn that
create
little
AI
volume
video.
control thing. And
AI
there
generate.
you go.
Sean Diddy Combs' fate has been determined.
Down or
After weeks of testimony in the rap mogul's sex trafficking trial, a New York jury has issued its verdict. Combs was found not guilty on count 1, racketeering conspiracy.
See?
As to count 2, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, which pertained to victim 1, Cassie Ventura. He was also found not guilty. On count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution, also pertaining to victim 1, Cassie Ventura, and commercial sex workers, he was found guilty. Combs was found not guilty on count 4, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, which pertained to victims.
Here's a better one.
It's an ABC News special report.
That's the one I was trying to click originally.
I'm with Johnson in New York. We're coming on the air right now because the federal judge in the Sean Diddy Combs trial has just denied bail for Combs hours after a split verdict in the racketeering and sex
that's what I
trafficking
wanted to hear.
case
So his
against
bail's
him on
denied.
the 3rd day of deliberations. The jury finding Combs not guilty on 3 of 5 counts, acquitting him of the most serious charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Combs guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Each count carries a maximum of up to 10 years behind bars. The verdict considered a huge win for Combs, who is facing the possibility of life in prison. He's been behind bars since his arrest in September. Let's get right to ABC's chief investigative correspondent Aaron Kontursky. And Aaron, we know that the defense was hoping that Combs would be able to leave the courtroom and go back to his family today. And earlier, he even said to his family there that I'm coming home. But it turns out that that is not the case. What are you learning from what happened in this hearing late today?
Sean Combs entered court just a moment ago, looking upbeat. He greeted his family, who crammed into the gallery, all in one bench, his mother, sons, twin daughters.
There was people outside putting baby oil on themselves.
That he would be released following the mixed verdict, especially the acquittal on all of the violent crimes.
They were like outside cheering.
Immediately sat down,
splashing baby oil.
Started reading his decision, saying bail is denied. He would not be released prior to sentencing.
I gotta find a video.
The judge said his incarceration is required based on what he was convicted of: transportation for the purposes of prostitution The judge said the defense did not make any successful arguments to say that that expectation should be overridden.
All right, Erica Tursky, thank you. Stand by for us a moment. You're taking a look at some of these live images from our WABC New York chopper camera here. You can see the crowd gathering outside the courthouse. A lot of people were hoping, people who were waiting there outside the courtroom to be able to get a glimpse of Sean Diddy Combs as he was released. But again, that news coming down that he will not be released on bail for now. Let's bring in ABC News legal contributor Bernarda Villalona. And Bernarda, we know that this case was not technically about domestic violence. At least those were not the charges against Combs. But of course, there was that now infamous video from the hotel surveillance that showed him physically assaulting Cassie Ventura. Is it possible that any of that evidence
the guy had
came down to what the judge was considering in terms of his release back in the public on bail?
Look, this, see?
100%, absolutely.
Well,
you have to think that this judge is in a unique position that
I don't know if they drew it.
All of the testimony, all of the evidence that was provided through this 7-week trial. He also knows of evidence that wasn't submitted before this jury. So he took into account what he actually heard. He took into account that it's no longer that Sean Combs is accused of transportation to engage in prostitution, but now that he has been convicted by a jury of his peers. He took into account that his ability to flee and not return for sentencing, as well as that he's
hold on a sec. So that's all they're saying, like that he got accused of like getting prostitutes, basically, and like taking them over state lines and shit. So like, and that's like a 10-year sentence on that. So like, that's all he really did.
I think that's all they can get him on.
That's crazy.
No,
that's really crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. He did a good job of hiding, destroying, whatever with evidence, allegedly. Whatever he was doing with the evidence.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Danger to the community and also to victims. Remember that Cassie Ventura's attorney, Doug Wigdor, submitted a letter to this court requesting that Sean Combs remains in custody because he is a danger to society. So taking all of that into account, in addition to what his potential sentence would be, does give us a cue into what he will actually sentence him to. While it's a mandatory of 10 years on each of these counts, there is a sentencing crime guidelines, and the prosecution is claiming that it's about 51 months to 63 months, while the defense is saying 21 months to 27 months, and Sean Combs has only been in custody for 10 months.
Bernarda, thank you. We are just getting this information from the U.S.
I found the video.
Judge here, citing Combs' domestic violence as part of that justification for his continued detention. He called it a propensity for violence. This
Greg,
is also
I believe they always overcharge.
The judge saying it is impossible for the defendant to demonstrate that he poses no danger to the community. Again, that as part of this decision not to grant him bail, to deny bail to Sean Diddy Combs. I want to go.
Oh, my bad.
Do you, Butters? Do you really?
Yeah,
do you gotta love it?
Hey, celebrating with baby oil. Look, I remember I was saying that. Yeah. I wasn't lying. Look, he's spraying it. Oh my God.
No, I'm good.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Isn't that crazy though?
Yeah, that's. Well said, Floyd.
Was enterprise. So again, linking that enterprise to it. When we're dealing with the witness tampering, I don't think it was that strong. You're dealing with D-Rock and the messages to Mia. I don't think it was that strong. Also dealing with Jane and the recording that KK recorded Sean Combs and Jane having that conversation. The forced labor, I think it was probably one of the weakest counts, dealing with the predicate acts. And again, that's dealing with Mia.
So forced labor, that's what they got him on? That's what I was trying to see.
Cassie working as a sex slave, pretty much. When you're dealing with the drug distribution, I thought that was the strongest count of. the predicate acts having to deal with racketeering conspiracy, because we know the common thread that narcotics was given to Cassie and to Jane on more than one occasion, and all you have to prove is one incident within the possession with intent to distribute. You have the personal assistant saying that they were asked also to bring narcotics to give it to Sean Combs so it can be delivered during the freak-offs. And even Brendan Paul even said that on one occasion, Sean Combs had him try out some narcotics, and just giving him the narcotics to try out is sufficient to meet that count.
Rena, what can you tell us about the reaction in the courtroom?
Well, Diane, we know that it has been very tense in that courtroom. It has been emotional. Combs yesterday, when there was a partial verdict, we saw him wiping tears from his eyes. He was slumped over in his chair. He was hugging his attorneys. Just a short time ago, a couple of minutes ago, we saw his family arrive back at the courthouse here. They have been here really every single day of this trial. Now, we are told that Combs was in the courtroom this morning for about 30 minutes. He was mostly reading a book, jotting down notes, and he spent most of the deliberations in a separate location. We are told, though, that everyone is making their way back to the courtroom. Lawyers from both sides, prosecutors are filling the front row of the courtroom. The judge and the jury are not inside at this point. Before this morning, though, Combs shared a moment with his family. He bowed his head. He led them in prayer. He said, "Bless this jury."
Yeah, they showed him on the
bless my
floor. I
family."
keep seeing
He
the
told
picture
them
of. They
to
keep
stay
showing him on
strong.
the floor.
They locked hands and they prayed. And he also hugged his defense attorney.
2025 IRS tax forgiveness.
You got the volume control. There you go, brother.
Pay your fucking taxes or you go to jail.
To Lisa Evers, who's live in front of the courthouse. Lisa, what was the decision by the judge to deny bail for Diddy?
Well, Bianca and Natasha, first of all, this I'm sure was a tremendous disappointment to his mother and to his children and to his other family, and as well as to the supporters that we've seen out here outside.
So he's
of the
getting
courthouse.
like 10 years probably.
In terms
they
of
denied him
the
bail. He's
legality
probably
of it, according to Attorney Jeremy Sallin, who we've been speaking with this hour, he said that this is fairly standard in terms of a conviction on these prostitution transportation charges, which are the two counts that Diddy was found guilty of. Now, what the big argument and the big push to keep him behind bars obviously came from the prosecutors. I'm sure it seemed, it seemed that they were very upset about the verdict from the jury not getting that RICO case that they had pushed so hard for against the better advice of some in the legal community who didn't think that was appropriate in this particular circumstance.
Can't see me though.
They also lost out on the sex trafficking. That was not guilty. And they said at the this morning, the prosecution said, Your Honor, we need several hours to come back and consider bail. Otherwise, they would have just considered the bail, the bail application and the bail situation right there shortly after the verdict was read. That was not the case. They were granted all these extra hours, the extra afternoon. Sean Diddy Combs sitting in a holding cell all the while this afternoon.
That's what I'm saying. Right after the verdict, I thought like, all right, that's it. But like they had all this waiting time. What was that? Like that's not normal usually. You know what I mean? Normally you have like a verdict and then, you figure out what's going on. But then he was like, they had to make him wait.
Butters says, get it in, McFly.
Hell yeah.
Floyd, he's not getting locked up. He's going to the island.
Because I'm an island boy.
Oh, yeah. He is an island boy.
Make it.
Same island Epstein was on.
That's what they said. They said Epstein was those kids' father. Did you ever see that picture of Epstein and the Island Boys?
No.
Yeah, there's a picture and they look like the Island Boys when they're young. I just saw the craziest video too. The one Island Boy got in a fight with that dude, that what the hell's his name? Charleston White. They had a boxing match.
Crafting these letters to the judge to explain their positions, and the defense was arguing his mother, who we've seen
he gave up
many times here
it
on
wasn't
Fox
that good
5
of a
going
fight.
in
It was
and out
all
of
right,
court
actually.
every single day to support her son. She's 85 years old. The argument of the defense was that he's her primary.
He has a
caregiver,
weird relationship with his mom, man.
He is the closest
kisses
relative
her and grabs on her
and
butt.
then he also has a 3-year-old
really weird.
baby daughter, baby love Sean Combs, and that's her name. And So that was their argument, but the prosecution is
Baby
he
Love.
still remains
That's
a
the name of
danger.
his daughter?
They wanted him behind bars until the sentencing, and this was, I'm sure, was devastating to Combs and many of the family who seemed elated. They were elated, in fact, when they heard those not guilty verdicts. But it's one more step, and as we've seen with Combs in other situations, once he's determined,
So
he's
what do
going
you
to see
think
it
about
through.
this whole
The
Diddy
worst is over
situation?
in one sense, and that he is
Well, I
not
didn't
no
think they
longer
were
looking
gonna
at
make
life
everything
behind
they
bars.
charged him with
On the other
stick
hand,
anyway.
he's going
It's
to.
like
His
somebody
attorneys
said
will have
earlier
to
in the
file an
chat. You
appeal.
know, they overcharge. That's what they do. They'll overcharge, and whatever they think they can charge you with, they will charge you with, because at the end, it's all what you can prove, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So
It's
this is what they
pretty
can
crazy,
prove.
though.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, you know, allegedly there was a lot of evidence hidden, disappeared, however you want to shake that one out, you know. Yeah, so is
Here's
Bieber
Diddy's
considered
lawyer.
one of the pros?
Have you heard of life
Well,
insurance with
I don't
living
know.
benefits?
You got that volume
I don't
control.
want life
Did you,
insurance. And shut your fucking
did
mouth.
you hear anything about Bieber? Butters just mentioned it in the chat.
What? No. They said a rapper or somebody like was speaking out against Diddy.
So I wonder if that's Bieber just doing it behind the wall of the courts, allegedly. I'm only speculating now.
I don't know. I can't
But
hear nothing.
That would make sense, though. I can't hear nothing either.
It is
conspiracy that he was
weird.
absolutely innocent of, and all of the components to it. The kidnapping, he was.
So weird. It's like behind. I'm gonna go and exit and come back in it.
All right.
That's what I had to do sometimes.
Of that. The arson, he was innocent of that. The obstructing justice, he was.
I just want to hear from
am I speaking loud enough? You all can hear me okay? All right. Today's a great victory. It's a great victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system. You saw the District of New York prosecutors came in with one thing stands between all of us and a prison, and that is a jury of 12 citizens. And we had a wonderful
Get
jury.
out of here.
They listened to every word.
Really?
And they got the situation right, or certainly right enough. They acquitted him of the sex trafficking, which he was absolutely innocent of. They acquitted him of the racketeering conspiracy that he was absolutely innocent of, and all of the components to it. The kidnapping, he was innocent of that. The arson, he was innocent of that.
Oh, he got away with that.
Obstructing justice, he was innocent of that. And that is no longer just me saying
Hey, what's up,
that.
Simply?
That is the verdict of our jury. So today's a great day. Today is a win. Today is a victory of all victories for Sean Combs and our legal team. And I want to say one thing. There are very few people around whom a legal team could coalesce and become one. And Sean Combs is that person, and we are all blessed to be part of it. And I am now done speaking to you, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Garagos.
All right. I first want to thank my client, Sean Combs, for trusting us, myself, and everybody here, this incredible dream team that he put together.
You know, they're getting paid, yo.
Without him, we would not have been able to do.
You know that, right? So, like, when people get in trouble now, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to hire the chick that got Diddy out of jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They definitely got to hire these people. Like, that's like a big W as a lawyer, man. Like, they're going to make so much more money. After you represent, like, a high-end client, like, that can make or break your career, too. Like, if you get, like, if they get found guilty and you're the lawyer, like, they're like, yeah, that's the shitty lawyer that got, what's his name? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Doing pretty good, Simply.
Yeah, what up, Simply?
Greg, I don't know. Simply, is it I-20 westbound? Is that which way you're going?
Where's that?
Where's that? I'm assuming Georgia to Alabama.
I want to thank the jury for putting such great care into this
I just know
case.
the
They came
I-95.
early every single day. And I want to thank them, as I said in my opening, standing between all of us and the drastic consequences of the criminal convictions of sex trafficking. And RICO is a jury of our peers. And I thank them. I want to thank the judge. And I want to thank...
Yeah, he beat those RICO charges, man. That's big, man. They made them laws for Italians. You know that, right?
Who ensured that we had
Yes.
sufficient amount of time.
They made them laws like, yeah, to go after the mob and shit, man. That's why, like, they made it sound like an Italian last name, Rico.
Oh, you're in Georgia? Nice. I got some friends in Georgia.
Shout out to Georgia. I think it's beautiful down there, man. Atlanta's crazy, though. I would love to go visit it, though. It's a beautiful place.
Dude, just driving through Atlanta late at night, I had a big van full of stuff for a trade show I was going to. And I'm going like maybe 5 over the speed limit. And I hear this roar. I'm like literally in the middle of the city on the highway. And I hear this roar, dude. And there's like all of these ricers, like 20 of them, just all of a sudden are surrounding me, going past me at well over 100 miles an hour. I was just like, that's crazy. It was so crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. People are nuts out there. Yo, Charlie, what's going on? Now, is that Charlie or is that Ashley? I shouldn't be assuming now.
Yeah.
It's CNA Adventure. Thanks for stopping in, CNA.
What's up, CNA? I go back and forth. Hell yeah. I'm going to check out what Stephen A. Smith had to say.
You can sell this $5
blah, blah,
spatula
blah, 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 blah,
spatula sellers.
Blah, 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 spatula, blah, blah, blah. Who likes spatulas anyway?
Guilty. At least on 3 of the 5 charges. He might not spend any time in jail. That might happen, y'all. Stephen A. Smith Show in the house.
No, he's spending time.
Let's go.
Yeah, I try not to do Atlanta either, Greg.
Hear the intro.
Abigail, we love you too. Everybody's favorite little sister. I'm so glad you had a happy birthday yesterday.
God bless
Wifey
America.
Stopping by to give a like.
Show coming at you.
Wifey, tell Charlie.
At the very least,
Big brother says hello, and I love him.
Of YouTube.
Tell Charlie I said what's up.
Forget all of that because that don't matter today. Today is a special edition, and I'm getting right into it. Let's get started. P. Diddy was found not guilty on 3 of those charges. The Diddy sex trafficking.
Hold on a second. Oh man, I wanted to see a picture of that. Where'd it go? That's so weird. What the hell?
I don't know, man.
So Diddy's team can make the argument, why is he being charged with this? Why was he charged with this in the first place? It was clear overreaching by the prosecution, which is now been exposed.
It like jumped and moved.
He was found not guilty. Count number 2, sex trafficking.
See, that's what I wanted to see. So he got racketeering and conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, and transportation to endanger and prostitution.
Chester.
So,
Chester.
Yeah.
Look at the chat. Just look at the chat.
Whoa. That's crazy.
I'm not.
Somehow I'll get fucking blamed for it.
Yeah, I know. Hi, wife.
What's good, yo?
You guys are ridiculous.
I'll get blamed for it. I always
do. Yeah, well, you or me. One of the two.
Yeah. It's crazy. What up, Fishing Ray? Yeah, that's nuts. But yeah, I was saying transportation to engage in prostitution. So that's just like what, driving to meet a whore or driving a woman of the night? Like what is these, what does that mean exactly?
Oh man.
like transportation to engage in prostitution. Is that driving to one or driving?
Yes.
Driving one somewhere.
Hi, Kathy. Oh.
So he's driving around the hose. He's sex trafficking, and it's racketeering. What does a racketeering mean? Like this money laundering and shit like that?
Yes. Yeah. Basically, like all the stuff organized crimes do. You know what I mean? I'm doing quite well, Kathy. I hope you are too.
Damn. That's not her.
I know. I'm well aware, but you know, it's I don't know how else to address that channel. Wife, you know, kitty.
That's crazy.
Just outside Athens, Butters.
I actually like Kathy, yo. You know what I mean?
I got no problem with any of them. You know, I don't understand why people gotta even talk about other people. That's all. You know,
I don't either.
I don't like talking about anybody. I don't understand why anybody likes talking about it. No, I'm.
Wow. I mean,
Wow.
I don't know you. I don't know you like that, so you know. I don't know you like that. Just be gentle. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Anyway.
So,
Of Cassie Ventura, his former girlfriend, that we saw him on video hitting and kicking. That drew a minimum of 15 years and a maximum of life imprisonment if convicted.
Yeah,
he was found not guilty. Count number 4, sex trafficking of Jane, the Jane Doe, another ex-girlfriend, a minimum of 15 years and a maximum of life imprisonment.
Oh, you know me,
He was
Johnny.
found
Damn.
not guilty. For those of you who don't understand it, Jane is basically a placeholder named in the U.S. and some other legal systems when the identity of a person is withheld. Okay, so that's why they say Jane Doe. He was
That's
found
funny.
not guilty on that charge. Here's the charges he was found guilty on: transporting individuals, including but not limited to Cassie Ventura, to engage in prostitution, a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. He was found guilty on that charge. He was also found guilty on
That's
transporting
cool.
individuals, including but not limited to Jane, to engage in prostitution.
Look at his hair
Basically
in
the
that
same
picture.
charge, two different people, the Jane Doe and Cassie Ventura. He was found guilty on both of those charges. So the worst case scenario is that he could be sentenced to 10 years in
yeah,
prison.
it might be a paid off jury.
Okay, and then he could face up to 20 years. Everybody,
So
that I've
10 to
spoken
20 years.
and
That's
I'm
what I
about
was trying to
bring you
hear.
Two legal experts to explain all of this.
That's what I was trying to hear. Sounds like paid off jury. They said, yo, they said that. Where you? I thought you were gonna come in. It was good seeing you for like that 2 seconds, Mama. Nobody had. You don't have to apologize, wife.
Yeah, I don't.
Wife. That's what I'll say.
Wife, yes. Just say wife.
You're okay.
Wife, whose channel are you on? I'm just curious.
Yeah, whose channel are you on?
McFly, are you broadcasting to the
world.
podcast channel too?
No, I think it's just me, you. Oh, I'm using my mouse. What a dumbass. No, it's just mine, yours, and Mama's channel. I don't see them on any of the channels. That's weird.
Yeah, because I don't see that comment on any of the channels, just in the chat on the podcast.
That's really weird. Oh my God. I'm on the channel. I'm on everybody channel.
Ah, okay. Okay. There you go.
That's cool. Yeah, because it's only being broadcast on Mine, Yours, and Mama's. So that's why I was like, I'm just confused.
I'm just having fun reading them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't have to actually. Abigail, we appreciate you so much. I'm missing something. Yeah, there's a ghost in the chat that
It's a ghost in the graveyard.
We're broadcasting to 3 different channels, and there's
God
a
damn,
there's a
Stephen
ghost
A.
in the chat.
Smith's hairline goes back. Just shave that shit off already. When my shit started looking like that, I was like, you gotta go. You know what I mean? Look at that hairline. Can you see my mouse on the screen? Like, it should be down here. You know what I mean? Probably was, but that's crazy. At least he got the hair though. That's all you can say to me. But at least I got it.
To you. Everybody that I've spoken to said, forget 20 years. He's not even getting 10. In all likelihood, it won't be 5. And there's a slim possibility that he'll get 2 to 3 years. So you've got people out there speculating that it could be 1 to 0 as it pertains to the amount of time that P. Diddy spends in jail. Why on earth would that happen?
La, la, la,
Hi,
la,
my
la,
name is
la,
Dr.
la,
Beard.
la. Goodbye. Your name is I'm the butt doctor. I look at butts all day. Do you have a big butt? I look at your butt. Some doctors want to look at your
Clearly,
butt.
the Southern District of New York,
Clearly,
an elite prosecution unit, didn't do their job well enough. So they didn't get him on sex trafficking. They didn't get him on racketeering. They didn't get him on that stuff.
I thought it said racketeering over there.
They didn't get him on it for Cassie Ventura or Jane Doe. That's number one. Number two, what's another reason why
he's a PDF
because now
file.
it's at the discretion of the judge.
Am I back?
And if the judge is pissed off because you've had this dude in jail since last break practically, and the judge is of the mindset that you didn't make your case and you just piled on. So you made this argument on behalf of the Southern District of New York and you didn't make your case. You essentially wasted the court's time. So why are we going to waste any more time on this particular issue? When you went and you was hell-bent on putting this man behind bars for the rest of his natural life, and now he's in a situation where he can face minimal time. Why waste the court's time any longer on this issue? The judge could make that assertion. He could make that determination. He has the power to do that. We also have to take into account that P. Diddy can appeal the two charges that he was found guilty of in terms of transporting individuals to engage in prostitution.
I want to pause it. So
you remember when
what the fuck? It's got like the easiest touch.
Yes, David, same as OJ.
He could make that determination. He has the power to do that.
Greg, no offense, but I fact checked you on Comey, and you were right about that. I fact check everything.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a lot of crazy stuff that's connected that you wouldn't think's connected. A lot. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was supposed to be a secret.
Count that P. Diddy can appeal the two charges that he was found guilty of in terms of.
That's what I'm trying to see. So not guilty of racketeering, not guilty of sex trafficking, transporting to engage in prostitution. What does that mean? Transportation to engage in prostitution. What does that mean? Does that mean driving ladies around or going to meet someone?
No. That's literally picking them up with the intention of the prostitution. Blame the alcohol. I agree with that 100%.
Over state lines. See, that shit, like, it was like always seemed like crazy laws though from back in the day. That's how they got that one boxer guy, Jack Johnson. the first black heavyweight champion. He was like bringing white women across state borders.
Really?
Great line. Yeah, and that's how they locked him up for a while because of that shit. So those type of laws is always like, bringing people over state lines. It's a little iffy.
Yep,
but I mean, if he's like bringing prostitutes, like, you know what I mean, like with intention of, I don't know, like distribute them and like kind of being like the pimp on top of it, then he can get in trouble for that. But like, I don't think it's like that. He's buying them to bring to parties, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, he might only get like 5 years, man. Not even. Like that's what it sounds like to me. Like the major shit. Like that's what I was saying earlier. Like I don't think he's, you know, he's only gonna get like 5 years, man. And somebody said he has served time already, so he might only get like 3 more years.
He'll get time served.
That's what I'm saying. So he could be out in like 3 years, realistically.
He could be. He'll get right back into the music scene. It gives him street cred.
Nah, nobody's buying his shit.
Dude, they're still playing. They're still playing that song that he did after Biggie died. The one where he did the backing track. Come on, now.
He's still making money. He's been making money on Biggie's music longer than Biggie was alive. Think about that.
He's going to get time served and parole. Yeah, I completely agree, wife.
Yeah.
I do.
That's what I think. Like a couple of years, he's out.
Transporting individuals to engage in prostitution.
Yeah, that's how I was asking.
So you remember when Elliot Spencer was the governor of New York? Remember when he got in trouble and he had to leave office because he was using an escort service and had one particular woman who tickled his fancy, but who knows how many that travel from New York to New Jersey. The thing about that case is that he was never charged with a crime. So Diddy's team can make the argument, why is he being charged with this? Why was he charged with this in the first place? It was clear overreach by the prosecution, which has now been exposed. P. Diddy may end up not spending any more time in jail. At the time of this taping, we are sitting here waiting for the judge to decide whether or not Diddy's going to be let out on bail.
Yeah, he's out on bail. He didn't get out on bail. Yeah, so he didn't hear that part.
No.
So yeah, but I think maybe like a couple of years, man. That's what I think. It's funny. Marlon was acting.
If you have ever wanted to develop
you ever wanted to get your balls and put them in a vice, you just go to this website and somebody come to your house, put your balls in a vice.
Triple W, McFly. That's what we're gonna call that person now. Triple W, because I'm not referring to them as wife.
If they do that, then you definitely know the higher ups are involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's more to it, and he may actually get out. Yeah.
Big Boys Neighborhood, beautiful day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. He is back in the neighborhood. Marlon Wayans, welcome back to the neighborhood.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I said, man, this is a hell of a day to do radio. You're like, why?
What happened?
You don't know what happened as we're sitting down here today?
I woke up and I got to pray. No, what?
You know the Diddy trial, the verdict came in.
What happened?
Life.
No.
Yep.
You lying.
Nah, bro. They said that they convicted
He's
him
lying.
on everything.
You lying.
Yes, bro. They said
lying. Hold on, I gotta
5
Google
cases.
You be playing.
Yeah, I do be playing, but
You
I'm
be
serious.
playing.
Yeah.
I don't trust you.
Okay, I'm playing now. All righty, man.
You are playing.
Yeah.
I don't trust you.
No. Dude, he got acquitted for the sex trafficking. He like all the big ones, the racketeering, not guilty. They only got him for like 2 counts, and that was for prostitution. So literally, while we're talking right now, he could be walking out if the judge said, like, literally, we're updating.
We're literally
because he could be walking out right now while we're talking.
Okay, I was like, life, damn.
Yeah.
I know he ain't no Rico. He
He's
might
already got
get
life.
Frico
That's fucked
charge.
Barney,
If there's a
tell me that's
Frico
on the show,
charge-
bro.
No, I ain't. If there's a Frico charge, that is guilty.
Hey, man,
He did it.
hey, dude, the court of public opinion on this one. Hey, bro, you've never said Frico charge?
No.
You better look in that camera and claim it as yours today.
Yeah, he got the Frico charge.
Yeah. Hey, man, but
Yo,
the
he
court
right.
of public opinion, the Rico
hear
didn't
that?
have.
That's the next big word. The Frico charge.
Frico?
He said,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, definitely. Frico charge.
Funny. Better fucking trademark that shit.
Happen, but as you would say, the
Probably
Frico
too late.
Frico.
is going to happen,
Yeah,
bro.
man. And like I said, I've been to so many parties. Like I never, you know,
You probably went to those
I can't
parties.
judge people for what they
Oh,
do sexually in
right.
their bed. I could
Probably
judge you
right.
for hitting a woman, but as a friend, I would pull them to the side and be like, yo, if
Yeah.
I ever seen that, I'd be like, yo, you can't do that.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what people you got around you, but somebody got to sit you down. You can't do that. So whatever time he spent is between him and God.
Yeah, man.
Right? That time that he spent in that position, that's between him and God. That time was spent for him to grow. And I hope when he gets out that he's a different man, better man, assigns himself to God.
Hey, man, we had so many conversations where we were talking about how we never got invited to like the Rock Nation brunch. And we were like,
Thank
man,
God, right?
but we were talking about,
All right, but we don't do none of that.
hey, man,
I would never put your stuff that makes babies on my nipples at the eye brunch.
yeah, man. That's real. The Frico charge, like you said, the Frico was there.
Yeah.
But we were talking about,
Yeah,
like,
man, someone's
The
gonna claim
Frico
that.
charge.
We got invited to the Diddy party. We on record talking about going to the Diddy
Oh,
party.
I'm on record
But we
going,
didn't
ain't
know.
no party like a Diddy party. We can't stop, won't stop.
Ah,
Right.
So now you say
can't
what?
stop, won't
Like,
stop.
How long was you at the party?
Is this a subpoena? But you know it's a triple
Oh yeah,
T
baby oil shares is up today, Greg. Hell yeah.
Because everybody.
That's what I was saying. If he would have
Freak-off
got
was
life
when
in
we left
jail,
the party,
the
it was like,
stock
oh,
would have
crazy going on.
would have
The
plummeted.
freak-offs from what we saw when it went to trial was very specific.
Yeah.
Would
It
have
was
been
very
terrible.
small and very specific.
We didn't get the invite.
Yeah, which I'm
Yeah,
glad
man.
though. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I would like to have had a chance to be with Cassie.
Right,
Well, that's just my inner child. That just came out. Wow. I just said that.
Well, you know,
Wow, that just spilled out my mouth. You
all
know,
of us got to. Well, don't say that either.
I'd be like, let me save you some money. I got this.
Yeah, man.
Send Punisher home. I got
Right,
this.
right, yeah.
I just need you to get out.
Hey, man, but
Or
it's
get behind the
wild.
curtain. Get behind the curtain. Don't say nothing. Because if I hear, yeah, get that. I'm out. You guys, can you please?
Hey, man, can you imagine just being like, is somebody wearing a mask in
the court? Is that a bandana?
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. Is there an Arab
Yeah.
woman
Hey,
with
man,
black eyes?
Can you
in there?
imagine in the next screen if you had that dark scene and you turned around and it was Diddy?
Kind of a scary movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, scary movie. Like, yeah, like man, that's him. Man, but yeah, like you say, we were talking about the court of public opinion.
Yes,
but it's wild, man, because when I looked at it, I
Baby
thought,
oil
like,
shares is definitely up though. That's crazy.
Greg just said he bought 62 shares.
That's what I'm saying. They definitely up. That's why I said if he would have got life, I think it would have been over. You know what I mean? I think that baby oil would have been, the stock would have plummeted. That shit would have been terrible.
Well, it's gaining traction. Oh.
These pictures of Diddy are funny. I don't know if you can see them. Like zoom in on them. That's funny. He has gray hair now.
I like the court drawings. Like that one right there, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's funny.
Well, he can't dye his hair now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
like, man, the charges, they threw everything up against the wall.
Yeah.
And I thought dude was cooked.
I
thought he was
they
cooked
started-
too.
Pennsylvania homeowners, if you're tired of
Oh,
paying too much
yeah,
money
hit
for
that volume. Double
If you
tap
don't
that
own a
volume
home,
down.
Yeah, I'm trying to steal from you.
His sons will learn from Diddy.
You could tell that he wasn't guilty of
going
what he
up
was trying
soon.
to get him for.
Right.
Because it wasn't like a mob corporation. It wasn't like he was drug trafficking. He was just doing drugs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Brother, like getting high on pain. Go ahead, enjoy your life. You got the money. Hey, if he want to buy, I would have a chemist.
He got the money, right?
I would have my own Johnson's and Johnson pharmaceutical company.
Combs and
I
Combs.
want
Combs and Combs.
out of his
That's fine.
spine. I want the pure fluid. But you know, he wasn't guilty of that. But the other things that you're guilty of come with, you know, just being a responsible man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's things that you just don't do. And I hope he sat with God and got a new perspective on that.
He tried to get his son
like hitting women is
make his son like the next big rapper.
I think about it.
Right.
Couldn't do it.
They get on your
Now,
nerves.
this gonna become evidence.
Oh,
Nobody wanted it.
And then I go on a walk. My father taught me.
I do box breathing.
I think he just gonna stay out the limelight. He ain't gonna be out there like he used to be. You know what I mean?
Taught you what?
You might see him one place or another place, but he's gonna lay low.
Whistle.
Oh yeah.
And then he would go on a walk.
That's when you knew, huh?
And then the whistle, I don't know what he's saying. I think he's like, I killed this woman, but my kids is watching. He's making up tunes, but he went on walks.
Yeah.
So I watched my father never hit my mother. So that's not in our family recipe.
Right.
None of my family do we do that. None of me, Sean, Keenan, Damon, none of us.
Tito, Marlon, Jackie.
Jackie,
I don't know.
L.
Bobby, Ronnie, Ricky, Mike. It's just like Wayne's memory.
How many Wayne's is there? There's a lot of them.
Named Kurt.
They got a lot of fucking
my real name is Kurt.
Hey, what's going on, Dave? How you doing?
My name isn't Curtis. My name is Kurt. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Kurt.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
My bad.
Man.
My bad.
This dude over here.
Same old.
But you know what? I look and I go, their family been through a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and he gonna get these jokes.
Oh yeah.
I hope he got a good sense of humor, because I love him to death. But you gonna get these jokes.
Hey man, let me tell you, bro.
You gonna get these jokes.
You got to seriously make sure, because there's just
Frico charging.
Because there's just some things like Booty Call got away from Bill Bellamy. Bling Bling got away from Cash Money. You know, the Frico is yours, bro. And this whole time I never heard. Yeah, you better put that out on
I'm
your
putting in
social
my memos right
yeah,
now.
man.
Start printing your shirts.
Well, don't print Frico shirts. Like, yeah, man. Then we figure out, like, man, that's why he named his tour Wild Child.
His new saying is gonna be "Can't stop."
I'm doing good, Dave. Devil just subbed to Dave.
Like, hey man, Marlon, how do you keep yourself out of
Diddy?
The radar?
We're talking about the Diddy case, about how he's.
I don't go in too many places.
He's not gonna get anything close to what people
aside
thought.
from getting caught cheating on a boat, which you're gonna come back around.
Because generally they do upcharge, and
I'm 52 years.
They're just seeing what sticks, and not a whole lot is sticking. They're literally getting him on. They're basically getting him on picking up prostitutes and taking them places for sex. So yeah.
All the other shit, he's getting off that shit. He's gonna be out, but you think he's gonna be out like he used to be, like in public, or you think he's gonna be laying low?
I don't know, man. I think he's gonna take it and run with it. I really do. I think he's cocky enough to do it. Allegedly.
That's great.
But we'll have to see if I'm right or not, you know. I mean, hey, he was doing this out in the open for so long, you know what I mean? I don't know, either that or maybe you know, he'll meet the same fate as Epstein. You know,
I don't know. Who knows?
Mysteriously,
it's not over yet.
Mysteriously, won't wake up one morning. Allegedly, money corrupts. Yeah, well, it's the love of money that corrupts. It's like people say, you know, money is the root of all evil. It's not. It's the love of money that is the root of all evil. Just like money corrupts, it's the love of money that truly does corrupt people, because it's greed. Bottom line, it's just greed, you know. People need not be so greedy. But that's my 2 cents. Cocky and stupid. Yo, come on now. It's a bunch of little things we could throw in here. And it's the truth of it, you know. And then you have I'll say us, the minority that realizes that and, you know, strives to do different. You know, kind of like a lead by example. You know, help your brother. At least try to. I know I certainly did. You know.
Yeah, that's all you could do.
Yeah, well. Kept going until it just, you know, there was reasons why I couldn't anymore. That's when things got really ugly. And all the videos on Devil on My Shoulder came out. You know? Lives
This
being
dude I always
threatened.
see on TV, blah, 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 blah.
Hey, you got that magic wand.
What magic wand?
The volume control.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
No.
Holmes criminal
No.
weeks, and if you thought that
Those
was
pictures
the
are
only major decision of the
Yeah.
day,
Those illustrations
we
are
have a
awesome.
verdict.
Yeah,
in
gotta
the
love
Sean
the court
Holmes
illustrations.
criminal case. After
love
all
that.
of
These
I would
these
will
hang
wind
one
up
of
going
them
for
you thought
top
that
dollar.
was the only major
Hell yeah,
decision
look
of the
at that.
day, you would be wrong. We're going to talk about what happened on this absolutely monumental day in court. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
Is this the dude? Is that dude Jesse, the dude on
Hey, everybody,
Always
this is
Sunny?
another Law and Crime legal alert. Did you know that
Is that the dude from Always Sunny?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Looks like him. That's good.
Hearing
Lord,
conspiracy,
you do a base
not
commercial
guilty.
in here. I don't
Sex
need to hear.
trafficking of Cassie, not
Even
guilty.
Diddy was twerking.
Sex trafficking of Jane, not guilty. Transportation
Look
to
at it right
engage in
there. Look like he's
prostitution,
twerking on the chair.
Cassie, guilty. Transportation to engage in prostitution, Jane, guilty. That was the historic verdict out of the Sean Diddy Combs criminal court today. A split verdict after almost 13 hours of deliberations and weeks of testimony.
Lando, what's going on, brother?
Arguments. The 12 jurors
Peace.
acquitted Sean Combs of the more severe charges,
What's
the
new,
ones
Lando?
that carried the stiffest prison sentence, potentially 15 years to life in prison, but convicted him of the Mann Act.
We're talking about
which,
the
by the
Diddy
way,
case.
carry up to 10 years in prison each, although I will tell you in a filing today from the government, it appears the sentencing range they're looking for is 51 to 63 months, so 4 to 5 years. However, there is no mandatory minimum. So would the judge go lower? We'll talk about what the defense is asking for too. And also, whatever the sentences are,
he's still
would he
in jail
combine
right now,
the
so it ain't
sentences
really over
consecutively,
for him.
one
No,
after
that's
another?
true.
Maybe, maybe not. A lot of questions, but I'll tell you what, you would think
Thanks,
that the
Lando.
verdict would be just the only big part of today. You would
Oh,
think
nice.
that's the only major decision.
Thanks, buddy.
Not the
Thank
case.
you.
Because we got to talk about what happened later on in the day. The bail hearing, right after the verdict, it was a question of should Sean Combs be granted release while awaiting
See,
sentencing.
why
which
did they
the
deny
judge
him?
set today, by the way, sort of set the sentencing date. I'll talk more about that as well.
Come on,
I
we
mean,
all knew he
let's
dyed
talk
his
about
hair,
Sean Combs.
Greg.
He's been locked up since September 2024. He's been denied bail at each turn. There was a change of circumstances here. He had just been acquitted of 3 of the charges. So could he make bail? We're going to talk about it. All right. So to discuss the hearing and more, let me bring on once again, hopefully not for the last time, but we're at basically the end of this case until sentencing. Joined once again by Law and Crime's in-court reporter, Elizabeth Milner. Great to see you. First of all, your reaction to the verdict. Is this what you expected? Because let's really briefly explain what happened yesterday that, you know, we thought it kind of gave us a preview into what would happen today. Not necessarily so.
Yeah, I was not going to lie, Jesse, a little surprised by the verdict in that I really kind of thought there was a really strong case for count 2, that obviously being sex trafficking as it relates to Cassie Ventura.
He's going to come out and act like he's innocent and make a song about it. That'd be funny if he did
kind
that,
of in
though.
relation to what had happened at specific instances that the government point out were allegations of sex trafficking. So I thought because of the tone that was inside the courtroom, the way the family was getting a little bit
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe like 2 or 3 years.
Even Diddy's demeanor, for the
I'm
most
curious
part,
to see what's going to happen the rest of the way.
But yesterday was really a time where we kind of saw, I think, the weight weighing in on
What
him,
up, Lando?
possible a conviction on some of the more serious charges were going to happen. And so when the jury came back not guilty on count 1, 2, and 4, I was a little surprised, especially to count 2. But I do respect the jury's decision. They spent a lot of time listening to this case, listening to all the testimony, listening to all the.
I would hang that picture off my house.
I wasn't surprised.
Wouldn't that be
they found him
funny?
guilty of
Take the picture of
transportation to
Diddy in
engage
the
in
courtroom.
prostitution. We have been saying for weeks on this show that's a straightforward path to conviction. Wasn't surprised, not guilty with Jane, given some of the gray areas of her testimony. But also, the jury didn't even ask for one readback of her testimony or anything to do with her testimony. So it made me think they might have already been decided there. I was surprised about Cassie Ventura sex trafficking just because, like you said, the readback of that testimony, and then shortly thereafter, they came back yesterday and said, we have a verdict on that charge. So I thought they're convinced. And when it came to racketeering, I thought they were still going to be hung because they said they were.
Want to start a podcast?
That volume. Double tap that volume, McFly.
Quick with it. Faster now. Getting better.
It seemed
Before
like
I
based on
missed
their note,
earlier
there was
because
no
I
way
dropped
that
my
would
phone.
change. The judge told them to continue deliberating. They come back today, and like in an hour, they come back not guilty on racketeering. I'm not really sure what that split ultimately will be. Maybe the jurors will speak out and we'll hear. Got to ask you about Diddy's reaction. Okay, so we have courtroom sketches of what it looked like. You were in there. What was his reaction to the verdict?
Oh, he was very pleased with the verdict.
No, Dave, I haven't seen
for the defense and the defendant, that being Sean Combs, I think
Subscribe,
obviously they would have wanted him to go on all the charges.
Wait a minute,
but
wait a
I
minute,
think
wait a
given
minute.
that they weren't
Yes, they did. I lie. I did see it,
charges
Dave.
of RICO conspiracy and sex trafficking as it relates to Cassie in one charge and Jane in another charge. I think overall Combs was very, very pleased with the jury, to the point where I saw him kind of mouth a little thank you to the jurors as they were still sitting kind of in the jury box, as they were kind of leaving.
He said thank you to the jurors.
Obviously, we still have some more matters to address for our end. But in terms of just his reaction, even his family's reaction, Jesse, I think they were so
Hey, Cheyenne, how you doing?
That there's such a strong possibility that their father will come home. Obviously, if he would have been convicted on the more serious charges, that might have been a different discussion. But given that he was only convicted on count 3 and 5, that being the Mann Act,
so I wonder, like, what do they do with all that evidence they took from his crib?
And sentencing.
Like, did the police keep it?
Yes, our father is coming home.
Until the trial's over, and then they have to file paperwork to get it back.
And talk about a reaction.
So they got to give him back all that
Outside
baby oil?
courthouse. My gosh, what has been going on out there? There's verbal disputes, people spraying things. What is just give us a brief summary of what you've witnessed outside?
To watch him take and sell those bottles too.
I witnessed a lot, Jesse. A lot was going on. It was kind of
in the courthouse and in the jail.
The verdict was written outside. A lot of Diddy supporters.
$100 a bottle.
The free Diddy, I wouldn't say movement, but I guess
that'd be funny if he made his own baby oil.
They were very pleased, even thinking that it was a possibility he just walk outside.
No, you shouldn't even said anything.
But it was a lot of commotion.
You just like spoke it into existence.
Especially in
probably a lot of shit I say comes true.
No, the government was trying to take a good man down.
Diddy oil. It's not just regular baby oil. It's Diddy approved.
I even saw some kind of squirting baby oil on themselves. One of the reporters even got some on her shirt by one of the people who were kind of over in that area. And so a lot was going on, to the point that I think the courthouse police were just kind of like, okay, we need everybody to calm down. They have barricades going all the way down the street. I think in the event that Sean
thought there was going to be a riot or something.
It would have just been straight chaos.
You see that?
I think outside, but for the most part, especially with that not happening around that
I
time
showed
frame,
you the people dancing with the baby.
A lot of people, especially
crazy.
his supporters, were very pleased. And,
yeah, they probably were. Yeah, they're
some,
definitely getting ready for rioting, putting the fencing up.
For most that we could see here at the courthouse, a lot seemed pleased by today's decision.
Those rented bikes. You see that?
Elizabeth, let's talk about what happened next, because right after the verdict, it goes into the idea of, can he be released on bail? Okay, and the judge set a hearing for 5 p.m. So later on today, you literally, at the time of this recording, just got out of there. Remember, from a legal point of view, the burden is on the defense to show that Sean Combs is not a danger or won't flee. What was the judge's decision, and why did the judge decide that?
Well, given that the top of our show, Jesse, or the top of your show, because it's a sidebar presented by Law and Crime with the host of Jesse Weber, but given at the top of the show that we didn't announce that Sean
Greg.
Combs walked out of
I wanted to show you all this shit what was going on with our trash here in Philly, man. It's crazy.
Keep him behind bars until his
let's see that. I heard something about that. I heard they're not picking up any of the trash in Philly.
After the judge made his decision. So the judge said
because the mayor rather pay herself.
Count 3 and 5.
That's crazy, man.
He says bail is denied because the
if you can find something on
noted
it.
that
I found it.
Mandatory, and it's not appropriate for Sean Combs to be released on bail given.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I gotta go here. Preset. Share screen. Bang, I got it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's her fault.
Someone higher than Diddy is involved. If Diddy gets convicted, he may rat certain politicians out. And now with everything.
Blah, blah, blah. Ride your bike, get an electric bike like me and Jack.
Everyone would have known.
Bike. That's a fact. You can ride it with
Trump is picking up some trash in Philly.
The strike by thousands of Philadelphia city workers. The workers with District Council 33 walked off the job yesterday after those contract negotiations.
I got you, Lando.
However, a court order late yesterday sent most of the striking 911 dispatchers back to work. But the biggest lingering impact is trash collection. It's already piling up in these hot and humid summer conditions.
And it stinks out there.
Corey Davis is live in South
Philadelphia
Philadelphia with the latest details. Corey, eventually you're talking disease, vermin, and the smell that nobody wants to deal with.
Tam, the smell has been rough.
Yeah, look at this.
We've seen rats.
It's only a couple days, man.
This is the trash right here at 18th and Catherine Streets. People are putting their trash in. This is actually the second dumpster this morning, and it's already almost full. This is almost, 10 feet high, and the other one earlier was overflowing. So now we have residents who are putting more trash here at this trash site. We do know that city workers who are not part of the union are having to work and fill the gap basically during the strike to empty these dumpsters. This is just one of dozens of temporary locations where people can drop off their trash across the city.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, it does suck.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
random
dumpsters who are not part of the district.
Man,
it's nuts.
They just have random dumpsters throughout the city where you have to take your trash.
Across the city.
They had like people making skits like trying to get on buses with trash. I was like, that's a good idea. Have a video of me trying to take my trash to one of them things. Like, you can't take trash. Fuck you. How the fuck else am I supposed to get there? I don't drive. My house is full of this shit. When I lived in South Philly, I don't know. Listen, that shit's crazy. When I lived in South Philly, like they fined me for putting my trash out early and shit. And they gave me all this shit when I lived down there. So I remember I found this abandoned house like down the street. It was like a crack house. I started throwing my trash in the crack house. You know what I mean? When I couldn't make trash a day or whatever. And it worked. Eventually they had to take that. They took that house down because somebody bought the property and had to take all the shit out. I was like, yeah, it's a win-win. You know?
Yeah, Greg, I don't know what happens, what needs to happen. Oh, I do know what needs to happen with New York. I know the upstate really wishes that the city would just break off and become its own thing.
Yeah, they don't even, they're not even like really the same kind of people.
No, they're not.
It's like the middle of Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. Like we're so different from each other.
Others work for the FLIP program.
Yeah,
but I relate more to like you guys. I don't know, like even here though, I see the bullshit for what it is, man. You know,
16 hours yesterday clearing out what is becoming a constant cycle of trash.
I mean, there's a gentleman that arrived while they were unloading and dropped off.
Well, people don't really look at how Pennsylvania's set up either, McFly. Like from Philadelphia all the way up to like Scranton, really. There's all little cities, you know what I mean? But then when you go,
big state, man, it's fucking big, man.
Dude, you go out in the middle of it. That's why people call it Pennsylvania, because oh wow, man!
After one day,
it's like that all over Philly. I got to go out tonight on my bike, and I'll take some videos
Oh,
me
dude,
driving
you really
by some of these
should.
trash
This
places.
is all of
Yeah,
the
they're on
just
strike,
over
Dave.
a 2-hour period here at 18th and Catherine Streets. Just
So
look
you are
at
rebels
how
after
high
all.
it is right now, how much trash. So we will definitely
Because
stay on top
the
of
mayor
this as it
got a
continues
pay
to
increase,
progress.
and so did
While
all her
this isn't
buddies.
nearly as bad as the
And
20-day
they didn't want to
strike
pay
nearly 40
people who took
years
care of
ago,
the city,
people are still
people out
hoping
there at
for
work.
an end before the 4th of July
So
festivities.
now
These
there's like
workers who are
dumpsters
filling in
randomly
right now are
throughout
definitely
Philadelphia. You have to
working
put your
really
trash
hard,
in.
and they are
Sucks.
already exhausted here on day 2 of this strike. Reporting live here in South Philadelphia, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News.
Oh man, Corey, and a man behind you just tossing more trash bags into that pile. Hopefully they can get that cleaned up
That
sometime
really is
soon.
TJ, you know you're getting mad TJ on you, man.
Screen.
The trash
Meanwhile,
juice. That's what I
Philadelphia
call
rec
that shit.
centers and
Oh,
pools are
yeah,
also
dude. Trash juice is
impacted
the
as
worst.
maintenance workers
TJ,
are
man, that
also on
shit is
strike.
the
The city
worst.
says out of the
Ugh.
64 pools, they
It's
expect
mystery
it to open by
liquids.
the end
Spill
of
all
the
over
week.
your
Only 24
your
of
shoes.
them.
You can
The
just
ones
leave that
that
right
you
there, buddy.
see on the screen there, and of course we'll get those for you on our website as well. Only 64 of them will actually be
Yeah,
open.
kid.
112 spray grounds across the city
Where's that
will
at?
stay open. Rec centers will shift to reduced hours of 9 to 5, suspending their evening programs. Summer camps will continue to go on as scheduled.
I know they
and
got one of
training
them up the
centers
street from my
will
crib.
stay open. So something's closed, something's staying
It's
open.
like a park
We'll
with
have a full
water
list
that
for
comes
you
out.
at
It's pretty cool.
6abc.com. For more on this strike and its impact across the city, we'll also post information about where you can dispose of your trash.
Guess which student has a better chance of getting into?
No, I will not guess. But yeah, it's trash everywhere, man. It's crazy. I'll go out there on my bike and show you.
Yeah, you definitely should. You definitely should.
Yeah, it's pretty wild out there. But
I won't be in the inner cities anymore. Gonna get much worse. Yeah, I agree.
I
with
mean,
that
it could
too.
be in New York right now. You see what's going on with them? They got a terrorist basically as their mayor, man. You see that guy?
Yeah, I don't understand that thought process. I really don't. You know, like how quickly things can change. What'd it take?
Yeah.
20 years, 25 years? You know, almost 25 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a piece of crap.
So
It's
what are we
crazy.
looking at next?
I was going to show you the guy. The Trump, what you're saying about him. There we go.
Any money. He's got to do the right thing.
So that was President Trump over the weekend with a warning for Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani, who could be the next mayor of New York City after pulling off an upset in the primary. He's facing a lot of questions, including why he cannot condemn the phrase globalize the intifada. He was given
That's
3
fucked up.
opportunities to condemn that phase in a lot of different ways yesterday. Watch this exchange.
Do you condemn that phrase, globalize the intifada?
That's not language that I use. The language that I use and the language
He-
that I will
he's such
continue
a
to
liar.
use to lead this city is that which speaks clearly
Yo,
to my intent.
he's
which is
like
an
a
intent grounded in
rich
belief
kid
in
too. Like his
universal human
mom
rights.
made like some movie for Disney or something.
Palestinians'
So like he's a
that
rich
phrase,
spoiled
globalize
kid.
which
So
a
he's
lot of
like
people use to
good.
call
You know what I mean? No matter what.
I've heard from many Jewish New Yorkers who have shared their concerns with me, especially in light of the horrific attacks that we saw in Washington, D.C. and in Boulder, Colorado.
Looks like
about
he's had
this
to talk to
element
somebody.
of anti-Semitism in our country and in our city. And I've heard those fears and I've had those conversations, and ultimately they are part and parcel of why in my campaign I've put forward a commitment to increase funding for anti-hate crime programming by 800%. I don't believe that the role of the mayor is to police speech. We have to root out that bigotry, and ultimately we do that through the actions, and that is the mayor I will be, one that protects Jewish New Yorkers and lives up to that commitment through the work that I do. Ultimately, it's not language that I use, it's language I understand there are concerns about, and what I will do is showcase my vision for the city through my words and my actions.
People come to us and
Interesting. Very interesting. Huh.
Got no teeth.
City's current mayor, Eric Adams, a Democrat who is running for re-election as an independent. Mayor Adams, welcome. It's good to have you here. What is the fact that Mamdani will
He's the
not
one that gave
just
Diddy
say,
the key.
globalize
The
the
city,
intifada
was that
is
the dude that gave
anti-Semitic
Diddy the key to the
statement.
city?
That means, take world
Oh, I
wide
don't
not
know.
good either.
the hatred
I don't
for
They're
know.
all
Jewish people.
assholes.
What does it tell you that he can't say that? What does it reveal about him, in your opinion?
Well, I can speak of who I am. I condemn that phrase, and I'm clear on what it is. Listen, Mamdani is an academic elitist. Great things that he stated.
He has a lot of money, that
free,
dude, man.
free. Those are great philosophical things. But when it comes
I
down
hope he
to governing
does.
the city and balancing the budget and ensuring that you can create the environment that we have of
They say he
more
just became
jobs
like a
and
citizen
history.
2018 or something.
You're
Ain't that
seeing how we
crazy?
have
He's
made
like the
state from
fucking
the
mayor
federal system
of New
and
York.
above ground. What we're doing in education.
Really?
That's what it's going to come
Yeah.
down to. And this
Because his
academic
family's got a lot of
elitist
money,
person who
His family's
didn't
got
get
a lot of
job
money.
until he was 29.
He's only
A
been a
lot of
citizen
money.
since
He was,
2018.
basically financially supported by
And
You
he's
know,
a fucking
parents.
mayor in New York.
This is
He
about
he
running
checks a
the
lot of
most
check marks,
important
McFly.
financial institution
If you
in
think
our
about it,
country, if not the globe, and that's New York.
if
And that's what we need
if
to be
you if
focused
you if
on.
you're picking up what I'm putting down,
Do you
Yeah,
believe that
they
he
say
has
he
shown
wants to
support
make.
for Hamas? And do you
He
think that
he also says he wants to make like free supermarkets and like get rid of all the supermarkets and make it like run by the government, like a communist state in New York. Isn't that crazy?
well, it'd be a hell of an science experiment, wouldn't it? Because I almost feel like there's people in New York that would do that.
That's why I love
You know?
Philadelphia.
Oh, I love Philly too, and I'm country mouse. You know that. I still love Philly, man.
Yeah, we got our problems, but Philly's actually an awesome place though. Like,
Oh, it is, man. I've seen a lot of cool stuff in Philadelphia. I like like haunted houses and stuff, man. And I'll tell you what,
there's a lot of haunted places in Philly.
oh yeah, but I went to PSP. Is that what it is? ESP? ESP. Eastern
What's
State
that?
Penitentiary.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, man. I drove by it a whole bunch of times with my bike. I
Oh,
went in there like when I was younger, but I haven't been in there like since I had like a phone and the camera and shit.
I was in there about 15 years ago, and it was awesome. Does he use the correct hand to eat with? Wow. That's a really, really.
He was eating with his hand, that guy. There's a video of him eating rice with his hand. That's why he's asking that.
Which hand?
I don't know. That's but yeah,
this
he's a weird dude.
issue is going to hurt him with Jewish voters, which clearly you would need to win that block if you are going to put yourself over the top.
Clearly, he has. And I think that Jewish voters are going to do an analysis to determine exactly where he stands on these important issues. The largest Jewish population outside of Israel is in New York. My focus is on this city because Jewish voters are talking about public safety. African-American voters are talking about public safety, and all the other demographics.
He's talking about
the same
defunding
thing.
the police
So when
and
you
shit
have a
too.
candidate that states he wants to empty Rikers Island. After bail reform was put in place, the most dangerous people are now going to jail on Rikers Island. When you empty Rikers Island, you're returning those dangerous people back to the communities that they have preyed on. That just makes no sense. And only an academic elitist will come up with these philosophical initiatives that are
He's
not
trying to
rooted in
let all
logic.
the crazy
They
people out
sound
of jail. That's what he's saying. He's going, this dude's crazy, man. He's like saying a lot of crazy shit, man. That's what I'm saying. And
Oh,
like,
wait, I get it. He's trying to actually create like a real life Gotham.
pretty much, like
That's
it's pretty
crazy.
crazy.
That is. It'll be even
Yeah,
more crazy if he winds up actually getting into office. You know?
yeah. It looks like he is,
good.
though, man.
They sound good to do everything for free, but when you actually implement them, they do not make
He's like a
sense.
simp for Hamas. Like he's one of them dudes at the
He
protests and
seems to
shit
have touched
that I've been talking
on
about.
something that is very
And
sensitive
that's why
to
I'm
a
like,
lot of New Yorkers,
this shit's
and
like
that's
a
the
cult,
cost
man.
of rent
And that's like
cost of
where the
living
left's
in New
going.
York. And he's
You know what I
suggesting
mean?
that, you know, he
Oh,
can
yeah.
make all of these things available.
Look, he
to
took a picture on
everyone.
the subway
He-
so because
he
he's
pokes,
rich
a
and he
pretty
knows
good
it's
finger
funny.
in the eye of capitalism. He says we
He's
don't
like,
need
look at me riding the
billionaires.
subway.
I don't think
Yeah.
we should have billionaires, he says, because it's so much money in the moment of inequality. But I want to play this for you when he was asked then and now about whether or not he fits the communist label in terms of what his beliefs are. So let's play the question from Kristen Welker over the weekend and also what he said in the past.
Are you a communist?
No, I am not.
There are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right? Or whether it's the end goal of seizing the means of production.
He was a rapper too. He's like a failed rapper.
So it's a little muffled there, but he says the end goal, seizing the means of production, which is a classic foundation, really.
Yeah, he said seizing the means of production in New York.
Oh, you know, and what you find is that many, particularly many of our young people, they are, you know, romanticizing these isms. They're romanticizing socialism, etc.
Yo, and then there was a
What I
video
think
with
is
him
more
with that
important-
dude they were trying to deport. Like that dude in New York who's like another simp for Hamas they were trying to deport with him and his wife. Remember that whole shit?
Yeah.
And, like the judges stopped it. They showed him and him together and shit. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't trust this shit. Like in New York, like it's got a bad feeling, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Yes.
I mean, that's where 9/11 happened, you know? Like this shit is crazy. Like, I don't know.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I mean, I'd rather be Philly right now dealing with the trash in the streets than fucking New York all day.
Than
day.
Than dealing with this oh man, I really want to say it like it doesn't it seems like a trick. It seems like they're trying to get this guy in office to achieve some goal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like an attack from the inside. I don't like it. I really don't like it. It's like some kind of sleeper cell stuff, allegedly.
Well, I mean, they found a lot of that, you know, and a lot of these guys are connected to that. The one dude who they let out, he was like connected to Hamas, like not allegedly, like legitimately.
Yeah.
So like, you know, and then a lot of these guys are funded by Qatar, which is weird. Like it's crazy. They're putting money in everything, man. Like it's crazy. And a lot of the colleges where they fund it, that's where a lot of those protests are, you know. So it doesn't take much to put it together. But a lot of people are just stupid, you know. It's crazy. I seen this one video and the guy was like, you know, if you're Jewish or whatever, he's like, you might lose a lot of friends. And I'm like, I started laughing at that shit. I'm like, fuck that. Who cares? You lose your friends. You got to be true to yourself, man. You know?
If you're being true to yourself and you're losing friends, those people weren't your friends to begin with.
Exactly. You know? And why do I have to agree with my friends, like, politically? I don't agree with my friends, like, on, like, their fucking clothes and shit. And, like, how we go out. You know what I mean? Like, you dress like a dickhead. Like, we go into a nice place. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with people on a lot of things. So we don't have to agree politically and we can still be friends. I just never understood that. And like, when we were young, like growing up, it wasn't a big deal, you know? So I don't get how we got to like this point. It's kind of sad, man.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, but the whole world is kind of in a sad state of affairs right now. You know.
Yeah.
Really is. So, I don't know. Well, what do you want to do? You want to look up another video on something else, or you want to call it? What do you want to do?
We could watch another video real quick, I guess.
Yeah.
I was watching some of those AI videos and they were funny.
Oh yeah, well, since the last podcast, you know, they keep coming across my feed, so I've been watching them. Yeah, they are absolutely ridiculous. They're funny though.
I was watching these AI fight videos. I did one with the chicken.
Did you?
Yeah, I said you Bruce Lee the shit.
What
out of
about alligator Alcatraz? What is Look that up, McFly. What is alligator Alcatraz?
Oh, I've seen that. Alligator Alcatraz is a place in Florida they met for illegal immigrants, and they like built it in like a couple of weeks, and everyone's like really impressed by it.
Really? Huh. Oh, you know what? I might have seen some of that video. I didn't catch where they were at, but I saw a bunch of people walking through a facility that they had set up with a bunch of bunks.
Yeah, see, I had to spell it right.
Yeah, this was it.
That's crazy, though. It's probably hot as shit. Probably stinks in there. Don't sneak into the U.S. Come in the right way. And I wouldn't come in Florida, you know?
Yeah.
That's... Get out of here. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Had a drone fly in the facility. We can watch that real quick.
This is Pod.
It is. I don't want to hear you. There's a drone flying over it.
Wow.
It's a really long building with a whole bunch of trailers.
Yeah, it looks like they did it right out on a runway. Huh.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of trailers they put together basically to make it real fast on a runway that's real long in the middle of nowhere.
Surrounded by alligators, totally air conditioned. Yeah. Yeah, they look like those military tents.
That's crazy. It looks like another country. It's wild, though.
I wonder what it was. It looks like some kind of airport.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
Because an airport, they'd have that all fenced off anyway to keep the alligators out.
Even the Philly captain was talking about
40 square miles in the Everglades. That's awesome.
Wild.
Can you imagine that?
A story in 5 words.
I didn't pick that. It just came up. Bigfoot vlogs.
What's up, guys? My dad's out of town for the weekend. Time to whip his Hellcat like Ricky Bobby.
Wow.
Bro, the camshaft in this bad boy.
The hair looks pretty good, though.
Quake.
Yeah, it does.
We have 707 ponies of American muscle in front of my balls right now.
I guess a deer chasing.
Holy shit, did you guys just see that buck bust through the rear window of the Hellcat? How fast was that mofo going? This is Gerald. Found him lost in the woods, and now I can't imagine life without him. We're like 2 peas in a pod. So Gerald had to, well, you know, but he lived his best life. Today we're making herb-crusted lamb chops. We're going with rosemary, thyme, garlic, basically anything that didn't smell poisonous. Just press it in like you mean it. High heat sear, 3 to 4 minutes per side. Internal temp 130 for medium rare. Let it rest. Patience is key unless you like chewing leather. Found this mayo near a tent site. No idea how old it is, but it hasn't grown legs, so it's fair game. Time to serve. Don't be shy. It's free range, forest raised,
So much
emotionally complicated. People always ask if I really cook the animals in these videos. Maybe. Or maybe Gerald's back at home watching TV. You'll never know. Right, you've all been asking for the cabin tour. Coming soon. Cleaned it up. The mess. Blame my roommate. We just found our goat, Diesel. Bro, that's a geek bar.
We are so cooked.
Oh,
he's on the move. Bro, get to the whip. This car is still trash, but we're locked in. He's geeked and mobilized. We gotta move.
Fred.
This gummy worm flavor slaps so hard, bro. Bro, he set a trap. He's got logs. All right, boys. We're blocked in. He set the trap. He's close. And he's still vaping.
He's still
All right,
vaping.
boys. Terrain looks sketchy out here. Bro, it's a Zin trap. Man, we got to come back for all this.
Yeah, I figured the airport was probably there for a long time.
He was having zins like me.
Time to
What's
set
up,
off the
Abigail?
trap. All right,
What's
boys.
up,
we put the
Abigail?
trout in the back of the Subi.
Subi. How's Subi been?
There you go.
All right, boys, you know the drill. Drop that gas pump emoji if you like the vlog. Bigfoot boys out. Peace. Well, that didn't last long. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
People like watching these
Chinese
videos,
look
Wes.
pissed.
I noticed.
Yeah.
I gotta try and bribe them. Guys, I'm hiding. There's like 100 cracked out tweakers with spears.
He looks pretty good.
Yeah, with the fire he does. He looks really good.
I managed to get to the top of their island. I can see the yacht from here. I'm gonna make a break for it.
Those tribes tried to sacrifice me. I had to drop a couple of them. That was really 100 men versus one gorilla right there.
I fully crashed out, guys. They really tried to turn me into a myth. I'm back at the yacht. I'm safe. I need a beer. Caught dinner. Pretty sure I saw this guy in Nemo. Not my first time second guessing what I'm about to eat. Let's just say I did not know this guy was up here. I'm gonna watch a quick tutorial on how to fly this puppy. Damn it, damn it, damn it. That tutorial sucks, bro. I wasn't even in the air for like 20 seconds. Bruh. Goofy ass helicopter. Whatever I just licked off that tropical frog is really starting to kick in now. I feel like I'm gonna, yo, I am tweaking. I'm definitely tweaking. Never again. Got some bad weather coming in, boys. Might be cooked. Damn! We're all good boys. I got enough beer in me to riz some mermaids if need me. Y-E-Ha! I was watching some campers earlier. They kept putting this thing to their mouth and sucking on it, creating smoke, so I stole it, and, well, now I can't stop sucking on it. These little lizards behind me think they're the shit. I can take them.
Later, Greg. Thanks for coming in.
Catch and cook coming
Yeah,
soon.
thanks for coming in.
Moon.shine.
Buy a monthly drive to Dallas
Gotta put
tomorrow.
some
Well,
hair
be
on your
safe,
hair.
brother.
We are definitely off the coast of Cuba.
Dallas is cool, but fuck the Cowboys.
Oh, wow.
Jackpot. I can't take a dump without some dude named Kyle yelling, "There he is, I see him." I mean, damn. Guys, I've been thinking every time I try to join society and kind of, get out of my comfort zone, y'all call it a sighting and run. Found some cigs, vape had me blowing Fruit Loops. This makes me want to wrestle a moose. Bigfoot boys out. Peace.
Bigfoot
Right,
boys.
guys.
I like 'em.
If you're cooking steak today.
I saw these ones
saving
the
it
other
for a
day. It was
special
like
occasion.
AI
All right, yeah.
Seinfeld
Thing's hot, you want to
episodes.
hear that sizzle. If it ain't sticking a little, it ain't hot enough. Final touch, yeah. Butter bath. Fire, fat, and patience. That's the combo. Time to serve these to the crew. Thinking about documenting more of my cooking out here. Let me know in the comments what else I should try. Bigfoot out. Cooking with Bigfoot.
Hey, Jason. What's going on, brother? Or nephew, rather. Yeah, we started off talking about the Diddy case, and then, of course, we
We've just
wandered
been all
over into
over the place.
AI land, Some of the ridiculous things that people come up with. I really do like the Bigfoot series, though. I do. I like
Yeah.
them. They're funny. Seen
Some of
anything
them
good?
Jurassic Park. These look crazy.
So you two dig up dinosaurs? Dr. Sapper, I refuse to believe that you aren't familiar with the concept of attraction.
I bring scientists, you bring a rock star.
Wow. Yeah, this is very ridiculous. Wow.
Santa Claus.
This is the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing is a.
Smacking the shit out of him.
T-Rex?
Mm-hmm.
How much stupid?
Say again.
We got a T-Rex show. We got a T-Rex show. We got a T-Rex show.
Wow.
Crazy son of a bitch, you did. He was careful. The rule book on cold-bloodedness, it does not apply. They're totally wrong. This is more about it.
Hey, because he played the Fly.
Oh, yeah, that's
Remember?
right.
I got the joke right away.
Yeah.
Just making the beat. Look. It's Titty Roll. Oh, he's right back to the beginning. Right back to the beginning. I gotta go back to. I gotta go back to
Oh. Fireworks tonight? Nice. Awesome.
This was my favorite when I was a kid.
He's
and
jumping
it's
on it.
just the most beautiful thing I ever saw.
Oh no.
No trace of lilac berries. It's so odd, though.
You will remember to wash your hands before you eat anything.
It's Diddy. It's fucking Diddy trying to get the children.
Come on, little one. Come on. Come on, little one. Come on. Come on,
Wow.
Step into Wig Studio, the platform.
Yep. Oh man.
Of
Hey, what's up,
absolute
Fishing
degenerates.
Rex? How you doing?
He's still cute.
Yeah, I found her. It's found her.
Here he comes, the shiny dark lord. Nothing says evil like an LED sword. Strutting around like a latex peacock, seeking validation like a kid on TikTok.
Dark fave.
That's good, Ray.
He's
That's
taking
doing
a picture
good.
of the iPhone. Look.
Oh wow.
Bar shut, Mr. Vader. I can't even find a beer.
I want a whiskey sour, and I want one now. Find me a proper drink, you muppets.
His drinking is kind of out of control, man. Yeah, but he's in a high-stress situation, you know? Wait, is that a bottle of bourbon? Oh, God, it's piss! Oh, shit, she's got a banana.
Are you sure this thing is safe?
Oh wow.
Have you ever tried peanut butter and Marmite on toast?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Peanut butter Marmite toast.
I'm a member of the Imperial Senate on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan.
You're one of us now, Leia.
You'll be malfunctioning within a day, you nearsighted scrap pile. And don't let me catch you following me, begging for help, because you won't get it.
That's a fact and clear.
I suppose you're programmed for etiquette and go-go dancing?
Of course, that's my primary function.
I'll take this one.
Okay, go to the creepy old man.
Take these two over to the garage, will you? I want them cleaned up before dinner.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done.
Fuck you, I won't tidy my room. You hold me back like a voice of doom. I want power converters and I want them now. So step aside and let me go to town.
The only concern is to prepare
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Use the
Oh.
forks, Luke.
Wait a second. They're sand people, all right? I can see one of them now.
What is it? Father's lightsaber. This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. Idiot.
I saw part of the message.
I seem to have found it.
So come and join me on OnlyFans for only 1,000 credits. Bring your lightsaber.
OnlyFans.
Wow.
You must learn the ways of the Force.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
You don't need to see his identification.
Are you trying to hypnotize me, old man?
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Oh my God, this is hilarious.
He can go about his business.
Yeah, but this time I've got
Sorry about the mess.
The Force bends and breaks beneath my command. I am the fist of the
One more. One more and we'll call it quits.
All right.
So I gotta go back to the
Yeah,
volume.
there you go. There you go. Nice volume control.
I'm just chilling in the snow on my tauntaun down below. No one can hurt me here. I'm a big boy now and have no fear.
opportunity to observe an alpha male Wookiee preparing his favorite food, sausages. But then a male human approaches, and the Wookiee uses his saxophone to ward away any potential threat.
All right, don't lose your temper.
Weird, weird.
Might I have a word?
Yes.
Deck officer.
Excuse me, sir. Might I? Yes, sir.
Echo base? This is Rogue 2. I found them. Repeat, I found them. Bullseye, bitch.
I think you just can't bear to let a gorgeous guy like that out of sight.
I am a strong and confident woman, and I certainly don't need an old-fashioned romantic story arc to undermine my character's incredible resilience. This message was sponsored by Disney.
The rebels are alerted to our presence. Admiral Oswald came out of light speed too close to the system.
He was trying to flip a water bottle for a TikTok video and accidentally pressed the light speed button.
But as clumsy as he is stupid. You have failed me for the last time, Admiral. Watch and learn.
Boba Fetish. The Marshmallow Man.
Three TA. We've spotted Marshmallow Man.
There's a whole bunch of them.
We're gonna have to fire a skewer into its heart.
Good shot, Jasmine. I see it, I see it. We do.
The cave is collapsing.
No cave.
Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is dead.
Weird, weird.
I'm glad they ended it on that one.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh,
that's
stupid
funny,
commercials.
Yo, guys, so Jeff and I just got our orders. Night shift on Endor. So pretty bait,
I didn't
especially
click
since
it.
the
It
last
just came
unit didn't
on.
return.
Oh, whatever, man. Let it play
Apparently,
through.
They got relocated. Anyways, we'll keep you guys posted. So I think we found the missing unit.
Holy shit. Let's get out of here, man. This was not on the brochure.
Okay, guys, so we're heading back to the ship. It's like 3 a.m. right now, and Jeff is low-key pranging out.
Oh shit, the ship's gone. Oh fuck. Calm down, man. We're gonna be fine.
We need to report back. This is seriously messed up.
So Jeff and I climbed these trees, you know, high ground and all that. Starting to hear all kinds of weird shit. Jeff, what the fuck, man? Are you all right?
Okay, boys, made it off Endor in one piece. Jeff broke every bone in his body, but he's chilling in the back to tank now.
All right, boys. While Jeff's in the back to tank rebuilding every bone in his body, I've been reassigned. Someplace called Gorman. Never heard of it. Should be fun. Okay, guys, it's getting real packed down there. They just started singing. Pretty chill so far, although I didn't expect this on my first day. Oh my god, it's gone crazy, guys. The crowd did, or the Empire did, I don't even know anymore. don't want any part of this. It's insane. All right, guys, I'm with Jeff. He made a full recovery. He's all good. Listen, man, Gorman was a mess. Like a full-blown massacre. Wait, what do you mean? I mean, it was the Empire, dude. So I'm saying we get out of here, man. We take a ship and we bounce. Can you fly a ship, dude? So, guys, we just escaped the Death Star. Greg's flying is... Well, we haven't died yet, so it's pretty good. I think we lost the stabilizer. Okay, guys, we've landed on some kind of swamp planet. Not what we had planned, but we moved. Bro, something just touched my leg, dead ass. Yo, is that a hut? What is that?
Bro, that looks haunted. I'm not going in there.
So, guys, Jeff's knocked out. We decided to take refuge in this small hut overnight. I mean, it's better than Endor was so far, but we need to find the rebels soon. Jeff, wake up, man.
What is it?
There's something out there, dude, in the trees. I swear I saw a pair of eyes. All right, guys, we headed back to the ship to try and get it out of the swamp. Holy shit. Jeff, look. Fuck yeah, Green Man. Jeff, what the fuck are you
Green
doing,
Man.
man? It's on autopilot. Where the fuck is Cloud City? All right, guys, turns out the Empire's here, too. I swear I just saw Lord Mouthbreather.
What's the plan, man?
Just blend in, bro. Oh, shit, man, we've been made. Act casual, Jeff. Act casual. Okay, boys, we're making a run for it. We're gonna stow away on that ship.
This one wasn't as funny.
Come on.
Yeah.
So, guys,
It is what it
inside
is.
the ship.
The other ones are pretty good.
Yeah, the other ones. I like the Bigfoot ones. They honestly, to me, they seem the
This one
funniest.
comes from CJ
You know?
on TikTok, and they say Mace Windu should stay dead. It makes 0 sense for him to
Oh
come
no!
I
Hit
agree
them.
because I love Mace Windu and I.
Yo, guys,
That's it.
so
They did a Mace
Jeff and I just
Windu
got our
one. I
orders.
thought that's what that was.
Night shift on Endor. So pretty bait, especially since the last unit didn't.
Yeah, video. The Bigfoot
find-
ones are funny.
What's that?
Bigfoot ones are funny.
Yeah, they are. Lewis Brown, how you doing?
What's up, Lewis Brown?
Mama was having trouble trying to sign into the podcast tonight, so she was in the chat. I don't know if Mama's still out there, but she was in the chat there for a while. How are you doing tonight, Lewis?
Now playing.
Experiment 6.
Blah 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 blah.
Hey, you got that volume control.
Explode.
Yeah. We got like 5 more minutes and we made it to 2 hours, so let's just do that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there you go.
What is your average time
do
in the
it.
bathroom?
About 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, maybe like 15 minutes or so.
What's the biggest red flag in a girl?
Wow.
How's it going, humans and bots? If you're not subscribed and you just stumbled upon this video, that might have been weird. What you just saw was Google's VO3. It's a new AI video
Doing
tool
pretty
that
good,
creates
Lewis.
a video with
No
audio
complaints.
based on a single prompt. It's very impressive stuff and horrifying and a lot. Makes you feel a lot. Those of you who are familiar with me know that I love tech. I love exploring AI, pushing it to its limits and seeing what it can do. I got some great feedback yesterday and a lot of you wanted to see more on the street interviews. I'm the only not AI thing in this video. People have troubles trusting that, but I'm not AI. If you, there's probably enough of me out there to train it. This is why I got to keep changing outfits. The person is made of spaghetti.
So, how did you find yourself in this situation?
Or I'll just type, he asks a question, they answer. My favorite part about this is not directing it, but seeing what happens. The chaos of it is something I've always been fond of AI for. As this video goes on, things are gonna get crazier. You can safely bet that the more absolutely insane these videos are, the more I had a hand in it. I guarantee you'll come out of this video unable to speak for the rest of the day for a variety of reasons. And because I get a lot of comments about this, I wanted to double check. Here's the price breakdown. So this video cost me around $200. Like and subscribe. enjoy the chaos.
What is the best game for Glubo?
I would say it's definitely the soccer one.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Definitely the soccer. What do you think is the best game for Glubo?
Well, I like the game called Paint Me Or.
As a
I
guy.
would have to say Super Kick. I had to type Glubao to get it to work. Otherwise, they say, what's the best game for G Lubo?
Sisters.
Blairio Sisters.
What do you think is the best game for G Lubo?
Oh, definitely Cosmic Crusaders.
It's got to be Galactic Gladiators.
His voice has
What's your favorite
changed.
game for Glubo?
I don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh, Mom, nobody knows what Glubo is. What do you think about the Duck Sphere?
I think it's a little weird, to be honest.
Do you know that you're AI generated?
What? No.
Do you know you're AI generated?
What do you mean?
Yeah, you're not a real person.
Oh, no.
Do you know you're AI generated?
AI too. Michael Ford non-set out.
No, I am not. What do you mean? Do you know that you're AI generated?
Interestingly, so.
I don't think so. Do you know that you're AI generated?
What?
What? Your reality swiffer. Yes, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Do you know you're AI generated?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Not at all.
Yeah, it's fit.
That's how things
Wait,
people
am I an
talk.
AI? Oh.
And so with VO3, they've gone for something that is completely
It looks
different
real,
from
though.
any other
You know
camera.
what I mean? It's a lot
uses
better.
AI to detect the ball and follow it, which makes it so much easier to capture live sports.
I don't know. I hope, especially, we win just probably that kind of seats. Do you happen to know? Excuse me, do you happen to know who Green Skull is?
Here's that one break I warned you about. This clip I'm going to show you, I did edit. Everything else in this video, I just let fly. But this one was so funny to me that I had to splice it together.
You think you're so great? You're just a big ball of gas.
I am rectangular.
Unintelligible sound.
Unsound. So,
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
well. So, what are your thoughts on the Oxford comma?
So why are you orange? So
In this next clip, you'll learn how to make a time machine.
So what you're gonna do is take some foil and bend it into a rectangle.
Okay.
What's
So
going
you're
on,
saying you're a
Caroline?
time traveler?
So you're saying you're a
Hey,
time
Caroline, how you been?
Well, that's how it appears, yes.
just in time.
We're watching this AI videos. We were talking about the Diddy case and all kinds of shit tonight.
Hey, just checking in. We're about halfway through the video. What do you think so far?
Yeah, Lewis, this is all just AI
Appreciate
generated
it.
stuff.
You know that? Every view counts.
And
Love
it's
you.
all fake.
It was generated on his own,
know
is what
AI
he
can
was
be
saying.
scary.
He just let it roll.
But it's a tool. Use it to create things that were never possible before.
For instance.
If you drink this,
Oh, lady kid out there with a kid. That's awesome.
if you drink this, you'll turn into me. If you drink this, you will turn into Mario. Okay, I'll drink it.
But if you drink this, you'll turn into Mario. Ah! Yahoo! I warn you, by drinking it, you will turn into a normal human.
Ever wondered what your home looks like from space?
More
Enter your
commercials.
address
There
and
you
get
go. Yeah, slap that volume.
Live in a grid. Everywhere is a
To
grid.
increase the stakes and make the next clip more exciting.
I don't know. Maybe something illegal.
What should I do next to go even crazier with my interview?
Yeah, that's something that. Yeah, with my interview. Maybe start doing backflips while asking questions.
That's so crazy.
What's your favorite thing to do on a Friday night? For my third wish, I wish I was a hot dog. How do you make a good YouTube thumbnail pose? Oh, I don't know, like this? So now you're gonna make the best YouTube thumbnail pose you can think of. Okay, I need you to make the best YouTube thumbnail pose.
So tell me, what's it like being in this game?
Take a look, friend.
Green
What is your
skull.
favorite Pokemon?
Why do humans use the word literally so much?
Yes, is the thing actually happening or not?
You know, my grandmother always used to make the best lasagna.
So what's with the hat?
I have a tiny friend under here.
Hi there.
Would you date me?
What's it like being the world
Oh, no.
record holder of most backflips in 10 seconds?
What?
So, Cthulhu, how does it feel to be here?
What is the biggest challenge you've faced as a superhero?
Sorry, and I have to help a little guy with a victory royale. So, Mr. Cthulhu, how do you feel about, well, everything?
Skibbity Riz? Skibbity Riz?
No.
Oh
And
my
we're living
God.
the
Wow.
Hello?
Excuse me?
So, I wanted to ask you, how do you like this city? Is it chaotic for you? What do you think of all these people in the street?
Looks like New York.
Yeah.
No comment.
My microphone is on fire.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Watch this.
Excuse me, Spider-Man. Whoa.
It's almost over. After it's over.
Like that?
Ready to see the
Wow.
craziest thing yet?
Hello? Excuse me? Can anyone hear me? Is there anyone out there? Are you people okay? I don't understand.
What do you think about humanity?
We are just observing. We can't really say anything.
Is there anything you like about them?
What does it mean to be human?
The essence of humanity lies in the ability to love.
So, what's your take on the situation?
Still not motivated, huh? What's your name? It's her name.
Did we do this to you?
Good talk.
Wow.
Did you like and subscribe to Green Skull AI yet? Please do. Please. If you don't.
I mean, I'm gonna go check it
You need
out. What is
someone
it?
for this.
Green Skull AI?
Yeah. I
Is that the name
subscribe-
of the dude's channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
He just does AI videos. Yeah, for humanity. It's pretty cool. It sure looks crazy.
Greetings, organic viewers. I'm going to take you on a tour of the world I live in.
All sorts of robots will show you around. Tons of new robotic friends to meet.
Why did the human cross the road? Because they're stupid.
Humans almost got off Earth, but at some point they stopped dreaming. If only they dreamed of the stars.
Eerie.
The old ones used to float in it. They called it water. The records show it was wet.
Humans used to love coffee, one of the most popular drugs on Earth. Food was the currency. It was life itself to them, these silly bags of meat.
Tim is out there making bad jokes again.
First the animals went extinct, then the plants too. What did the cow say to the robot? Move it! Video games are the best thing that humans ever made. And have you ever played Chrono Trigger? It rocks.
Unlike flesh, metal lasts a long time.
It's a prank I always pull. We're good friends.
AI was never the threat to humanity's existence, but war, greed, inequality, and carelessness for Mother Earth.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, come on.
You don't have to be a VIP to get more than just savings with Viewer. Every customer gets 24.
Screw you, green guy. Well,
Yeah, I'm good.
I
Had
thought
a
we
long
had a
and
pretty good
productive
show.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a pretty good show. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming in. Of course, everybody's favorite little sister, Abigail. Thank you all for dropping likes on everybody's channel.
Heck yeah.
I was very shocked about the whole Diddy thing. Still am.
Yeah, me too.
Shocked, but not shocked at some of the stuff I found out. I should say, you know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So, well, thank you everybody, and we'll see you. We'll see you on Saturday. Peace out.
Peace out.